Do you remember? This was before Janeway captained the starship, so you walked into a Tower Records, checkerboard floors, rows of squares holding antiquated vinyl circles. All on the outside walls was where the future was. The future was precision lasers firing at platters of plastic and metal. Every now and then you'd come across one of those giant Rolodexes for posters, but the future, it was all lasers, robots, AI, holograms, holodecks, rocket packs, teleportation, flashing neon lights bouncing off of black plastic mirrored surfaces, all made by Laserline. This is the GPX1500 Laserline storage system. Gray, accented in Nintendo red, and it's obviously meant for holding Nintendo cartridges. So let's cover the outside first. We got these grooves, similar of the original Nintendo, but these grooves are pretty much on every single Laserline case. I will say that the Laserline normally makes black. I've never seen gray. I'm not saying that there aren't any other gray cases, but I've never come across them. So we got more grooves on the side, nothing on the back, more grooves on the other side. And on the bottom, we've got some rubber feet to hold it in place on the shelf. But if you load it up, it will have no problem staying in place. Now, here's my mirror finish door. Missing on mine, I believe, it's supposed to be like a little flexible piece of plastic similar to a battery door, where you depress it, and that's what keeps it in place. I'm missing that, but I have a little tongue here and a groove that it slides into, so it's good enough. So we got 15 cartridges on the inside. To the right of them, we got these little grooved buttons. And you would think when you depress the button, the cartridge pops out. But that's not what happens. Maybe mine's busted, I don't know. But I've actually had other cases made for Atari games where you depress the button on the side and the cartridge flies out at you. But I would say, unfortunately, this one does not have that that feature. I would like that, because in order for me to remove this, I have to depress the button, which locks the cartridge in place, and then pull the cartridge out. So there is a lever behind the cartridge. I believe it looks like it could actually press against the cartridge, but yeah, I put this one in a dust cover, thinking that maybe with a little bit more thickness it might press against that lever, but the most I could get it to move was maybe a ½ millimeter. As you can see, it's not even moving right now. And if I press on the back to the right, I can kind of get to touch it, but it's not going to fire out at you. And, at this point, it's kind of overkill, right? You got the dust cover, you got the case, you got the door. So your stuff is pretty well protected at that point. I don't think any dust is going to get on those pins. But even so, it would have been nice even if you could just fire it out. So I'm kind of curious whether or not you could fit in a manual between the little spots. So let me see. Well, that's maybe one without the dust cover. Yeah, kind of. But it's also, pulling in, pulling out. You're probably going to tear it up. It's not really going to be a good idea. So maybe you could put it on top here. Like I said, this really fits a shelf pretty nicely, just the length of a cartridge. But you could put your Nintendo system on top of that. I could see that. Although I think, hold on, let me get a Nintendo. I think if you put it and just center it, it's not going to work because the door is going to get caught on the feet of the Nintendo. So you have to push it back so that the Nintendo is hanging off the back a bit, maybe by 2 inches. And then the door opens. And it matches quite well. So you could use this probably as a nice entertainment setup. Just, you know, a little stand, hold your cartridges, put your manuals on the side or your controllers, and you're good to go. I've actually seen other systems which kind of house and integrate game storage, but none look this slick. So yeah, the Laserline GPX1500 storage system is pretty rocking when it comes to just matching the Nintendo. So yeah, pretty slick. That's all I gotta say. It would be nice, I guess, if you could house more games, like, but you know, this is 15, and what if they made a 40 or a 50 or 100? You'd always go like, if I could only hold more. So the way I use it is I just put in some favorites or ones that I like to pull out more often than others, or ones that I'm currently playing. So yeah, nonetheless, that's the GPX 1500 Laserline storage system. Slick!